What is assisted suicide? What are the pros and cons? If your loved one was in this situation, what would you do? I'm Nora Urban, and today we're going to discuss what is assisted suicide. According to Merriam-Webster.com, assisted suicide is the suicide with the help from someone, such as a doctor, who assists in the death of them to end their suffering of a physical illness. Assisted suicide and euthanasia are often used interchangeably. According to reports by Patient Rights Council, they are different. Euthanasia is the death, is defined as intentionally knowing and directly acting to cause the death of another person. Assisted suicide is defined as intentionally knowing and directly providing the means to create the suicide by the use of those means. So why would someone even consider this? Is there a positive side to it? There are many pros and cons, and this is something that needs to be considered seriously and discussed with your loved ones, as it is a big decision. According to euthanasia.com, the pros are: it provides a way of relief for extreme pain and suffering. It provides a relief when a person's quality of life is low. It frees up medical funds to help other people. And it is another case of freedom of choice. They define the cons as: it devalues human life. It can become a means of health cost constraint. Physicians and other medical care people should not be involved in the death of someone. And there is a slippery slope effect. This occurs when euthanasia has been legalized for only the terminally ill, and later laws are changed to allow it for other people or to be done non-voluntarily. So you might wonder, where is the United States stance on assisted suicide? According to Wikipedia.com, today 4 states in the United States have legalized assisted suicide. They are California, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington. Montana is the one state that has it legal under certain court ruling. One state has it under review by the state Supreme Court, New Mexico. And currently 6 states have legislation under review, and all remaining states have it illegal. So suppose for a moment you are diagnosed with a terminally ill condition, an incurable disease, and that there is nothing more medical treatment can do. Now imagine down the road a few months. Your condition has worsened, you are sick, you are weak, and in terrible pain. There is nothing else medicine can do, and you know that there is nothing more anyone can do to help you. Now imagine your loved ones, your family and your friends, watching you, and how are they feeling? Watching you suffer, feeling helpless and scared. In a documentary called The Trouble with Dying, Assisted Suicide, 2013, it looks at many stories and specific situations of people in these conditions. They have an incurable disease, and it looks at the pros and cons and how they would deal with this. The common answer is choice. Wanda Morris, Executive Director of Dying with Dignity, states that this is not suicide. These people are not suicidal. They want to live. That assisted suicide is only for the end of life. People that have an unbearable suffering and have no treatment option left. She also states it's not a question of cutting their life short, but are they going to die horribly, or can they be offered a peaceful, gentle, and humane way to die? Many may remember Brittany Maynard. She is a young woman who died November 1st, 2014. On CNN.com, My Right to Death with Dignity, at 29, she explains her story. Brittany was a newly married 29-year-old woman who had a fatal brain cancer. Doctors had told her she was going to die. However, before that, she was going to endure great suffering. She was going to lose control of her bodily functions, and there was nothing they could do to help. She decided to move to California, as it was not legal there at the time. Moved from California to Oregon, where physician-assisted suicide is legal. She announced her plans to die and to end her life, once she felt her suffering had become so great and so severe, as she had decided this is not something she wanted her family to live out this scenario. She said her new husband, family, and previous doctors would be there with her, present in the room when she took the pills to end her life. She made this story very public as a way to raise awareness and to advocate for others who are in this situation with the hopes of legalizing physician-assisted suicide, or the freedom of choice, dignity with dying, and hoping others in their situation would be able to have this choice. In a YouTube video, Brittany Maynard explains this. So in conclusion, I want you to understand, this is not something I'm trying to convince you of, that assisted suicide is a good choice. I'm not trying to make light of it or make you think that it's a simple decision. It is quite the opposite. This is a serious matter and should be strongly thought out and decided if all options have been exhausted and all avenues have been explored. What I'm trying to convince you of, however, is that it should be a choice for each individual to decide if this is right for them and how they want to die and how they want to be remembered. No one knows their bodies better than themselves, and no one should be told how they should feel. On Brittany's last day of her life, she shared a Facebook post. She said, "Goodbye to all my dear friends and family that I love. Today is the day I have chosen to pass away with dignity in the face of this terminal illness, this terrible brain cancer that has taken so much from me, but could have taken so much more. Thank you."